Sorry. Hi. I'm going to be practicing speaking and breathing. To do that, you really need to be conscious of your breath, and that's one thing I've never been. So, to err is human, to forgive divine. What should I do? What should I say? I'm going to read my son's letter next. Imagine, if you can, a little boy. A fairly normal child with blonde hair, hazel eyes, and a bit skinny. After he was born, he was sucking his thumb in the first hour. He had all the normal childhood illnesses, some never identified disease he had with red spots all over him. He went to the hospital for dehydration because he got sick, and at 3 years of age, Troy wanted to see what it was like to go down the stairs in a box. He wanted to go down the stairs in a box. So that was all right. It was probably a fun trip for him. However, he stopped rather suddenly at the end when he stuck his foot out as a brake and he fractured his foot. Troy was a skinny kid. He was always very quiet. He knew his numbers. I remember one time him asking me about putting some food in the microwave. I said, for 30 seconds, without thinking. And he said, that's 30, right? And he was like 3. When he was 4, we went to Massachusetts. And I was getting the little hugs, something I would never do now. And I had 4, and I told him he could get 7. He looked up and said, 3 more, right? I was shocked, because I didn't teach him that. And he was real smart, but his letters weren't that great, and he had to go through kindergarten again because he wasn't able to read yet. Well, after he was 6, his sister and brother, they all went to Kansas with their father. I went to California, lived with my mom for a while. 31 and living with mom. Oh, wonderful. However, after about a year, I joined the Army. I lost enough weight, and I joined the Army. So I was really happy about that. Once I was in the Army, I was able to pay child support, and I was able to help with their upkeep. But I was actually able to see them more than before I joined the Army because I didn't have enough income. But once I was in the Army, I was able to. Oh, that's pretty bright. I was able to see them at least once a year. So he got to see me once a year, and I'm sure he would have loved to see me more, but he knew that that's the way it had to be. So I got to see him every year. And then one year, I went and got them, and I spent a month with them. We went to different places. We actually went to Texas, where I was stationed, and that is where he wanted to see everything. He loved being able to he would try to guess the helicopters. He loved that. He was going to be in the Army when he grew up. However, after I took them home, 2 weeks later, it was the 4th of July, and they were out doing fireworks. They were looking for fireworks, and when they hold on. While in the search for fireworks, while in the search for fireworks, they were driving all over McPherson, and in Kansas they have a lot of country roads, and there's not a lot of them don't have stop signs. You approach them with caution. You just know that. That's not like it's something stupid. It's just the way it is, and everyone knows that. Well, they were out there looking for fireworks, and they crossed an intersection. At the intersection, they were T-boned at the driver's side door and the passenger, in between the passenger and the driver's side on the driver's side. And that was where Troy and Mark were. Mark was the driver. He was also killed, and Troy sat right behind him, and both of them were killed immediately. You think that driver meant to kill my son? I don't know if I'll ever forgive him, but I know he didn't do it on purpose. His choice. He did make the choice of drinking, and that's what I hold against him. He didn't need to drink. Troy was not even 6 weeks into being 10. Because of someone's carelessness and thoughtlessness, his brother and sister have to struggle on in their lives. All three children were within 6 weeks of each other. Now they're going to have to celebrate their birthdays, knowing their brother never will be able to. It's not fair. It never will be. It's not right. He shouldn't have been out there driving. But do you know how many people still do that? And now it's even worse with the texting. Thanks, Lily. Appreciate the help.